Coming up,
Abandoned, decamp.
a nighttime crime wave.
All ran straight in here. I think
Be bloody drowning if they're not careful.
A gang of truck thieves risking it all to get away.
There! It's with the dog! Get out now! Get up now! Box on.
A suspected robber putting lives at risk.
Vehicle's wrapped. Ready to stop. It's wrong side of the road. Throwing things out of the vehicle.
And teenage thieves go on the run.
Smashed down a bollard, we've gone to a footpath.
And they don't care, they just want to get away.
Tango 30, making way with Stinger.
In Derbyshire, an urgent call has just come in about a suspect car. Traffic cops Dave McAllister and Adam Shipley are hunting for it.
Been some couple of motorbikes stolen in the area. Somebody cited a black BMW involved.
There are around 2 million thefts in England and Wales every year, with most happening at night.
Trying to preempt where it's going to go.
After 10 minutes of searching, Dave spots a suspicious vehicle.
I can see there's a black BMW 1 Series, blacked out windows. It's parked up, tucked away, you wouldn't look at it twice. The copper's nose itching like mad. I'm fairly confident that this is a wrong un. It just seems out of place.
As Dave approaches the car,
He's gone.
No lights on the vehicle, an advanced high-performance vehicle, T-Pipe pursuit trained, unmarked vehicle, entering at 4050. Still no lights on the vehicle, nothing oncoming.
Black BMW, it's made off at speed, no lights on.
Adam and other officers race to give backup. But for now, Dave is on his own.
He then turns onto a road where I know where we've got a Stinger site set up.
I take it that was a negative sting. Yes. Speed 89 miles an hour in a 30.
His speeds are excessive for the roads that we're travelling on, but luckily there's very, very little traffic at that time in the morning.
It's wrong side of the road. Throwing things out of the vehicle to try and stop me, look like a can or something like that.
One of the things that they're trying to do is intimidate you into stopping, and I'm not in the business of being intimidated.
Down here, now we're going to be going through, he smashed down a bollard, we've gone to a footpath. Because he smashed it down, I can't follow.
You know, it's daylight, residential area, footpaths, dog walkers. Luckily, on this occasion there wasn't, but it is just luck. And they don't care, they just want to get away.
Through the footpath, he's going to have severe damage to the vehicle. In fact, he's lost a wheel. Front wheel is hanging off this car, he's not going to last much longer.
I can tell from the fact that vehicle's damaged, it's going to come to a stop, and they're going to get out and try and run.
He's up and over the bridge, doors are open. It's a decamp, at least four runners.
As the runners escape across some fields, Adam and other officers arrive. And moments later, a suspect is spotted.
He's over into garden, Stevie Walk. He's wearing black tracksuit bottoms with white stripes.
Yeah? Police, somebody just ran through your garden from a car. Went that way? Up the roof? Yeah, I remember at Publix just Tango 30. He's gone over some fences, over a flat roof.
With the suspects on the run, a dog unit is called in.
Hey mate, you all right? Mate, that whatever it is back there, he's gone over basically about an 8-foot metal fence with spikes on top. Somewhere into this housing estate. We've got cops in here, but He's probably gone to ground somewhere, but you're not going to get the dog over where he's gone over. I reckon he's in here somewhere. Black tracksuit, I think he had like white stripes down, sleeves and down. He's in here somewhere. Hopefully somebody will see him in the garden. We can get him cornered.
A few roads away,
It's got to be your lad.
officers spot a man matching the description and detain him.
One with white stripes down his jumper.
Yeah, that's the one. Whereabouts are you?
What's your name, Chief? No comment. Well, we'll get you up fingerprints anyway, lad. You're just wasting your time.
There's no sign of the other runaways, and the search is called off.
Hey mate, you're right.
With the suspected driver under arrest, Adam heads to the abandoned BMW.
They've got some distance, haven't they?
I notice the fifth lad that was in the car, his brave mates have heroically left him behind because he's on crutches and he's got a broken foot.
Is he literally on crutches then?
Yeah. They've just binned him off.
There's no honour amongst thieves, mate, is there? They'll have come down from the top, come down onto this basically cul-de-sac dead end, obviously known this is down here, gone straight down here, smashed the concrete post down, which takes them there, which has knackered their wheel, and carried them down this public footpath. I know it's early, but you know, there could have been somebody out walking a dog or anything. It's just ridiculous. Knocked the fencing over and gone back onto the estate. Mental.
Idiot kids.
Yeah. Out on the thief.
And they're all just kids.
Yeah.
Checks by officers later in the day, and they've gone back to the location where I found that car, have located the two stolen motorbikes as well. We've now got those bikes back to their rightful owner. We've got two locked up, we've got a load of forensic hits, we've got that vehicle recovered. Nobody's injured. Cracking result.
Coming up,
Abandoned decamp.
truck thieves desperate to hide from the law.
If they are still in there, there's a good chance they're going to get caught.
Get out now! Get up now!
And a suspected thief isn't coming quietly.
Puff on, lady. There's a puff on, mate. There's a puff on already.
You know it's police when there's blue flashing lights in your rearview mirror, don't you? It's full of it, youth.
Police emergency. Yeah, whereabouts are you? Thank you very much. We've got officers there as an immediate response. Thank you.
A nighttime crime spree is sweeping the UK, with trucks and vans being targeted by organised gangs.
A witness has rang in to say that there's white males slashing curtain siders in services, which we term as a knock barrack, where basically they break into lorries and steal whatever they're distributing.
Around £8 million worth of goods are stolen every month. Traffic cop Jason Potts is responding to reports of lorries currently being targeted.
It's a very quick offence that they do. They are nearly always spotted by somebody in the services, and clearly they just don't care. They're there for one reason, that is to commit the crime, get the goods into their vehicle and leave. As far as we're concerned, they're still at the scene committing the crime, so we've got a good chance that we'll catch them.
Update police male on foot, back in the HGV park, returning to the vehicle.
The suspects are seen getting into a car, which was also spotted at the scene of lorry thefts last night.
The vehicle is now leaving, going down towards the service road.
Up ahead, Jason's colleague, traffic cop Chris Wells-Jackson, is first on the scene.
Service road. Right, towards you. Failing to stop. Come back into the services. Come back into the services at speed.
Dave obviously panicked and he drives up the curb at the side of me to get away.
4 white males. He's gone through the services at speed. It's abandoned decamp. Males running into the woods onto the footpath.
4 men and run towards what they think's a patch of very long grass, but I know that that's not long grass and that it's a pond that filters the sewage. from the service area, and there's absolutely no chance in hell that I was jumping in there after them.
Males will be absolutely wet through. They're still going through the water now.
4 males have run off. They've asked for the helicopter so we can assist in the search, but there's nowhere for him to go. Where's Chris? Where does he want us?
This is a body of water here, mate.
Right.
All the reeds.
Yes.
It's just gone this way. So
Right,
Chris
okay.
is on the other side. I don't know what way around it is, mate, so maybe... Chris went that way, so maybe some containment on the left-hand side of it.
It's like a hidden big pond that's covered with trees, shrubbery, bushes, and it's unlit. And that's where these guys had run into.
There should be 4 males.
Yeah.
They all should be wet through because they've all ran straight in here. I think
They're bloody drowning if they're not careful.
I think they've ran in here thinking it's just long grass. And it's not.
So dense, can't see anything. I'll have to wait till the dog and whatnot get here. If they're in there, they ain't going anywhere. So we've got everybody containing the area of this lake and around to the back of here, which goes out onto the access road. We've got cops there. So if they are still in there, there's a good chance they're going to get caught. It's literally now just playing a waiting game.
Keep a containment on, make sure nobody escapes, and wait for the bird to turn up.
From 10,031, initial search is proving negative. It's very dense in there, so we can't see anybody through any breaks in the foliage. On if dog unit wants to make the presence known, then if we see anything, we shall let you know.
With the helicopter failing to spot anything, officers send the dogs in.
You there? Police officer with the dog? Police officer, send the dog.
I've been hearing him before helicopter turned up, definitely in here. The noise just came from sort of here.
The last 10!
After 10 minutes, the helicopter crew spot something.
Yeah, through a very small break in the trees, we do believe that we have located at least one person. If the dog man can turn right or can go back to the direction they come from, I'll tell them when to stop. Turn 90 degrees to the right, and equality front has got a slight break in the trees, about 10 feet inside that break. That's where we've seen at least one.
You there? Police officer with the dog, show yourself now and send this dog. Your last chance!
These are really resilient criminals that are so determined to not get caught that they're just going to sit in sewage for however long it takes.
The dog handler makes his way into the pond, but the reeds are so dense, they're struggling to find the suspect.
How far in front is this person from the dog now?
Yeah, Baz, the best I can estimate is about 10 feet. I haven't got a view of you anymore. It's that dense.
I'm not located one male, I'm just trying to get to him.
Get up now, you're going to get sick. Get out now! Get up now! Get out and walk slow. Get up, walk to me, walk slow. Watch him, watch him. Watch him. Get up now! Get out and walk slow.
Keep coming, hands up.
Hands up back of your head now. Walk towards me. Okay, you're under arrest for suspicion. Criminal damage. Conspiracy to commit theft. Failed to stop dangerous drive. You don't say anything in my defence. You don't mention when questioned something which later on in court you can do say may be given in evidence.
He absolutely stunk of sewage right up to his neck, so he'd clearly been swimming to that pond.
How long were you planning sticking that out then? You look cold now.
What? It's not so bad there, it's coming out.
Is it your car?
Bet's car, I was in the passenger seat, which my wallet was inside.
So you're obviously absolutely freezing to death, aren't you? We're going to be concerned about it if anybody else is in. Is there anybody else in there? Is there anybody else in there that needs to
you worried about?
I don't know, I still don't even know where anyone went, I don't know.
Well, I saw you all run into there, and I heard you all go into there.
I heard someone at the side of it, but I don't know who it was.
Right, because what I'm saying is that your mate's potentially going to end up putting a life at risk now, so it's not a case of we want to get you locked up, it's a case of we don't want anyone to die, do you know what I mean? I saw at least 2 run here, which explains the massive divot in there, and there's no way they've got out the other side before I got there.
No, they're in here, mate, 100%.
I've got a duty of care for these other occupants of the vehicle. If they've all jumped in this pond, I'm now worried for their safety because it could be that they've drowned.
When the dog comes in, remain calm, you'll come to no harm. Come on out!
Step 3-1, no.
After 30 minutes, there's still no sign of the other runaways, and the search is called off.
Do you want this?
Yeah, I'll put Ethan on too.
All right, okay.
So we've done as good a search as we can in this pond because it's really, really thick with foliage and reeds. I'm convinced that there's still at least one other person in there. We'll see what the daylight uncovers. They can't stay in there forever. They're the ones sat cold, wet, shivering, smelly, and I'm going to book them in and go home and go to bed. So it's 1-0 police at the moment, I think.
Grey or beige, Renault Megane.
Thank you. I'll keep an eye out on southbound carriageway M1 as I'm travelling up.
11 miles south, a call has just come in about a suspicious car. Traffic cop Matt Copestake and the team are on the lookout for it.
So there's been an attempt at catalytic converter theft at South Normanton, which is just off junction 28 of the M1. Vehicle's been seen. We've got all units making their way to the area to see if we can locate it, because if they've been unsuccessful with one, they're definitely going to be trying some more jobs. So we're going to have a look around the area and see if we can flush it out. Yeah, it's big business, the catalytic converter thefts. They're after the precious metals that are contained in the cats.
With this type of theft doubling in the last 2 years, the police are determined to crack down on these criminals.
Well, they're so brazen about it, they'll literally pull up on your driveway, hitch your car up and angle grind it off. And it can be done in seconds, so catching them's really difficult. It's just hit up somewhere. Yeah, 16 also. So it's hit a Camrel. We don't think it's gone M1 northbound. So the two options, it's gone southbound again M1, or the way that we're going to go. If it's looking for other offences, then this is an ideal candidate.
Within minutes, fellow traffic cop Adrian Palethorpe is behind the Megane.
Right, it's committed A38, so we're going to join on the back.
Yeah, we're behind you.
Stay look.
Moving up.
16 unmarked vehicle, advanced driver TPAC pursuit, B600, summer coats.
I'm pursuit commander. I'm getting everybody into position behind me, and once I'm happy that I've got everybody there, we then looked at doing a preemptive box on the vehicle. So we're travelling down the A38, probably around about 60, 65 miles an hour.
Box on, box on. Vehicle's ready to stop.
Decides he don't want to stop, and he kind of dinks the back of my car. I feel the blow from the vehicle.
Lane 1 is indicated to the near side. Speed 90. Lane 1 still indicated. Stand by.
I can only assume that it's the amount of sheer blue lights behind him that's made him think, I don't want to do this anymore. He's put his hands out the car. He's signalling for us that he didn't want this. He wants to stop.
Stop, stop, stop.
Get away, get away, get away! Cuff on, lady, there's a cuff on, mate, there's a cuff on already.
Look at me rib, someone's hit me.
Just relax.
Look at me rib, please.
Chill out, pal.
Someone's hit me with a baseball bat.
Who has?
To drive this car away.
Just turn over. I'm not talking to you about it now.
All right, on that side. Can you undo that one? Well, loosen outright, please.
We'll sort you out in a sec. All right, just sit tight, stay quiet.
I can't on the left.
Sit tight and stay quiet. Let us do his job, and then we'll sort you out. All right.
The subject, I probably suspect he is the bottom of the food chain, to be fair. He's probably threatened by these people and knows full well that they can work in the safety that our subject, who we've caught, is not going to kind of drop them in it.
You're under arrest on suspicion of failing to stop, criminal damage.
Criminal damage?
To a police vehicle.
No, I stopped.
All right.
Yeah,
right.
Once I realised the police had stopped, I thought
Why did you not know it were police then when we put lights on and sirens and you broke out at box and ran my mate? You know it's police when there's blue flashing lights in your rear view mirror, don't you? It's full of it, youth.
When you realise just how many of us there were...
Well, why didn't you put your lights on at first and I'd have stopped for the police? Why wait?
You knew exactly we were behind you. You knew it. Yeah. So he's been taken back to Ripley. We've got somebody driving the vehicle he was in back to Ripley as well, so we can do a more thorough search, and we'll take it from there. But I think he might just be a driver and the actual offenders have got away, but we'll have to see. We'll have to pick the bones out of it back at the neck.
We've got the vehicle stopped on the A38, so he's been initially arrested for failing to stop the police and also criminal damage to a police vehicle. He's going to be further arrested now by me on suspicion of theft from a motor vehicle.
While the man is booked in, officers check the damage to the police car, and a search of the Megane reveals some suspicious items.
Here we've got the typical ghost plates, what the swaps and change, which is, and then obviously we've got a jack for the car, an electric cutter. They simply just find the car, what they're after, they'll jack it up, get under it, they'll cut it with the electric cutter on either side, remove the cat, and this can be done in literally within 30 seconds with someone who knows what they're doing.
The man will be interviewed about the theft offence in the morning.
Catalytic converters are not cheap items to replace. You're probably looking anything from £700 to £2,000 for a catalytic converter. So when you stop them from doing it, it's incredibly satisfying.
Coming up,
That's been involved in the theft of a quad bike.
a spate of reported thefts lead officers to an arrest.
Right, mate, let's go time and arrest on suspicion of burglary, all right? Passing me now, it's coming back towards you.
And a van driver suspected of stealing fuel.
The vehicle is not stopping at the minute, stand by. Are we game on here?
Has a lot to hide.
Got your filters, tent frame, there's the grow tent, all use production of cannabis.
For info, I'm on the 57 now towards Blossom, so pass any white vans, I'll shout up.
Near Chesterfield, traffic cop Matt Cooling receives a call about a ram raid on a shop. Crimes like this often occur at night, when stores are closed and there's less chance of witnesses.
There's mention of a white transit van that's been seen with no number plates. We'll start making his way with Luke and John making the way as well.
Motorbikes and a quad bike have been stolen, and officers including PCs John Terry and Luke Christian are also looking for the suspect van.
I'll just have a quick word with local cops that are here. Hey up, you alright? Where have they gone? Oh.
Could have gone this way.
Oh.
Sure yet, so.
What is it, 2 white vans?
Yeah.
Right. Alright, I'll nip down that way for now then.
All right.
What is it they've stolen?
Motorbikes.
Motorbikes?
Yeah, full of motorbikes in there, yeah.
Right. Okie dokie then. I'll have a look down there then, just shout anything up on 20 then.
Cheers, mate.
Ta. The local officers say that they've targeted a motorbike shop, so it looks like a number of motorbikes have been stolen. But at the moment, we're not sure which way the offenders have left the scene. But there's 3 of us up here now, so we'll start covering some of the potential routes.
Minutes later, John Terry and other officers track down the suspect van.
So we've come just to assist John, who I think has been contacted by some of the local officers. They've come across the van in this car park, and I think the stolen quad bike has been found inside it.
The van is parked on a site used by travellers.
The officers couldn't find nothing stolen.
Officers have already found stolen stuff in the vicinity of your caravans.
But some of the residents are not happy that the police are there.
That's been involved in the theft of a quad bike that's been found round the corner from this caravan.
Yeah, so are you ready what to pay for what not?
Well,
Ready to checking this out?
I am doing.
Yeah.
And there are dents on the van with paint marks that appear to match the decor on the front of the shop that was raided.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
As Matt and John continue the search for the suspect thieves, there's an update.
There's BMW X5 that's hit the camera. It's one of the lads who've probably done this burglary, mate, are going to be in that. The lads have been ferried off from the estate, mate, in the town centre out of the way. Obviously, they're the ones responsible. Like I say, there's two ways someone does the actual main routes as well.
We've had an ANPR hit on a vehicle that we think is also linked to the earlier burglary that we went to at Charlesworth. We think that's on its way back into Glossop now. So myself and a number of the other RPU units are trying to intercept it.
John Terry is behind the suspect BMW.
John just talked to the driver, David. It wasn't too far by the road. Yeah, my name's right.
Hey pal, this car was seen to leave a site where a van has been left that's been used in a burglary. Yeah. Okay, and then near to the van is a stolen quad bike that's been stolen tonight. Okay, based on the fact that this car's then been very quickly seen to leave that location when police arrive, I'm going to detain you in the car temporarily while we search it.
Yeah, no problem, mate.
Under what we call Section 1 of the Police and Criminal Evidence Act.
Yeah.
And I'm looking for stolen items that I suspect might be linked to the burglary that we're investigating. Oh.
Both the driver and the car are given a thorough search, and although they find no evidence, they decide to arrest the man.
Right, mate, let's one time and arrest on suspicion of burglary, alright? So you don't have to say anything, mate. I'll just answer you one question to the flight of court. If you do say maybe give them evidence, arrest is necessary.
The local officers have arrested him because they suspect that he's involved in the burglary in the circumstances. They've turned up at the location where the van and the stolen quad's located, and on doing so, then that car's, very quickly left the scene. So there's enough to suspect that he's involved, but obviously he'll be interviewed now, and we'll see what he's got to say for himself.
Not all thieves working at night are organised criminals. Sometimes it's opportunists trying their luck.
I was back to Isle of Wight, transit van orange. Easy to spot if you're still around.
Just west of Ripley, traffic cop Nick Rice is out on patrol.
Received a report that there's a bright orange transit van at a petrol station that is filling drums up with fuel and then makes no attempt to pay. It's just got in the vehicle and driven off.
How long ago was it?
5 minutes ago, roughly 23:47 it came in.
I'm A38 North at the minute. I'll pull off at Coxbench and sit on the entry slip southbound at Coxbench if anything comes past.
Motorway, make northbound, just turning around at the Civvy.
At the time of night, there's not a lot of traffic on the road, so a bright orange Ford Transit van, there's not many of them.
Looking for more over Ripley as well. 3728.
Other officers, including Dave McAllister and Adam Shipley, are also searching the area.
I'm 100% sure that any orange transit van in the area is going to be the one we're looking for.
It's hit the camera coming back this way, just further down the road.
S1's the worst thing is authorised if required.
I don't know if it'll stop. It's anybody's game. Soon find out. Should be on it very shortly if it's coming back this way. Try and put a normal stopping on it first, mate. So I'm driving down the road and lo and behold, vehicle coming towards me. Then all of a sudden, orange bonnet, bingo, there it is, passing me. It's passing me now, it's coming back towards you. Tango 38 directly behind this transit van now. Just for information, high performance marked vehicle pursuit management trained. What I'm going to look at doing is putting a natural stopping on it when I've got another unit with me.
Yes.
He's weaving around a bit in the road, I don't know what he's doing. His driving is a little bit questionable, and I'm thinking, now, is this because he's seen me in his mirror? I'm in a marked police vehicle. We stick out like sore thumbs. We'll see where he goes.
You get a unit down to the hot roundabout.
It's the third, A610 down towards the Nick. And then the first, I'll try and put a stop in here. Vehicle is not stopping at the minute, stand by. Are we game on here, or are we actually going to stop and we're just taking our time? Vehicle's into McDonald's. I'm pulling up to the side of him to try and block any escape routes. Stand by. To stop him from trying to get away. Amazingly, he doesn't try it. He's just stopped.
Know why you've been stopped?
Great. Well, no, not exactly.
You don't?
No.
Right, okay, you've just stole some petrol from a petrol station around the corner.
Okay.
Correct or incorrect?
Incorrect.
Incorrect.
The petrol station where this has just happened is literally a mile from the police station.
You're under arrest for theft at the minute.
All right.
Dave and Adam arrive to help search the van for further evidence.
Ah, it's on false plates.
Was it on false plates?
It'll be on false plates, he's got no insurance. I'll bet. He's got no licence, no insurance. So we'll take the vehicle for that. And I would wholly suspect that he matches the description of the offender on CCTV. So he's been arrested for the theft of that fuel at the minute. So the orange Transit itself, on seeing it, it's a shed, for want of a better term. It is a shed. It's full of rubbish. But there isn't actually any fuel in there.
There's just a bit of like drug paraphernalia in the cab of the vehicle, like a crack pipe in there as well. So clearly the occupants are drug users, and looking at this, also involved in the production of it as well. Got your filters, tent frame for it. There's the grow tent and lights, electrical cabling,
That's
routing.
interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. Got all your lamps and all sorts in there. All use production of cannabis, low level usually, but looking at this, it's been a reasonable sized grow at some point. He's really not the brightest though, is he, to go steal fuel or then continue driving around the area, so don't think Mensa are going to be calling him anytime soon, are they? So, yeah, well.
The van is recovered and the man will be taken for questioning. Back at the police station, the officers retrieve the CCTV footage of the theft.
Oh, that's it. I can tell already. Let's wearing his wearing his silly Bob the Builder hat, grey hoodie. Gets two big diesel, like 25 litre containers out, fills them up, another two out. He's there for about 3 or 4 minutes, fills them up, puts them back in, drives off. About 100 litres of diesel gone, 125 quid's worth. That's good enough, I think that is. That's good enough.
Coming up.
Just make. Oh, there we go.
A stolen quad bike fitted with a tracking device sparks a high-tech hunt.
You'll know when you're getting close because there's a really high-pitched noise.
It's going to be one of these 6 garages, I reckon.
School at Oxbrook.
Over 250 cars and motorbikes are stolen every day in the UK. The thefts often take place overnight, with vehicles parked up to be moved on in the day.
That's a repeat observation for a quad bike that's just been stolen. Described as a red Honda, was left running by staff. Someone's nicked it with keys.
Traffic cop Matt Cooling is responding to a call from the east of the county.
When we're searching for stolen vehicles, time's really of the essence. It is important that we get there quickly, because every minute that passes, potentially that vehicle's travelled, half a mile or a mile away if it's at speed. So it is important that we get there as quickly as we possibly can. There's some sort of quad been stolen from a school, and it's got a tracker on it apparently. So this car's tracker equipped, so if we can get to the location, it should activate and give us a chance of finding it. It was last seen going over fields at the back of the school, so we'll head in that direction and see if we can get a sighting of it. To steal from a school is, is pretty low really. It just happened, so we stood a very, very good chance of locating the stolen quad and potentially arresting, an offender that's, riding it. My understanding is it'll start beeping and giving us a directional arrow, and the stronger the beep, the closer you are to the tracker basically. Keep driving around until you're on top of it. Comes like a game of cat and mouse almost.
Matt's colleague Luke Christian has also made it to the location and is searching for the stolen quad.
I've also got a tracker on my car in any specific area or just at the school initially.
There was no direction of travel seen, but it's obviously the whole area is surrounded by a large amount of farms.
There's no sign of it near the school, so officers contact the tracker company to see if they can pin down its current location.
The sergeant spoke with someone from Tracker, and they've given a postcode for where it was last pinged basically, which is at Sandyacre. From where we were, it's about 5 mile away, so it's obviously travelled some distance. Just make... Oh, there we go. Hey, Tango 29.
29?
Yeah, Tracker's just activated now, as I'm parallel with Torbury Way, and it's about half signal strength.
Have you turned down?
It is getting stronger actually as I come down Norbury Way.
Oh, you're getting close.
I can't see any paths, Luke, to walk from here, so I'll drive round to Barker Avenue.
There's a little path where I am now.
Definitely going away from it, so it's definitely that way. At that moment, I'm thinking we're obviously really close now to locating it, and obviously potentially we're going to find the culprit as well. I'm getting a signal again.
You'll know when you're getting close because there's a really high-pitched noise like you were getting before, and it gets really like beep, 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 beep.
Mate, come to Hart Avenue. It's getting stronger. Yeah. It's going to be there, isn't it?
You sound very, very close to me.
It's going to be one of these 6 garages, I reckon, Luke, if you get here. Oh, I've got it here parked up. Do you want to see if the school have got a spare key or something then for it? Oh, well happy with that. That's my first use of Tracker as well since I've been an RPU, so winner. That's the top result, that, actually. It's really satisfying that, within a very quick period, we've managed to locate the school's property. That doesn't happen that often in reality. Sometimes it could be days or weeks, and in most cases, never. Mate, I thought it was in one of these garages, and then I just kept creeping forward, and then I just saw it parked there in the corner. So I thought, oh, nice one.
been here long, has it?
No. Yeah, I'm going to say within an hour. Ultimately, you know, them paying for the tracker system has obviously paid off.
Nice job. I'm going to have a look and see if there's any CCTV.
The quad bike is recovered and will be taken back to the school.
I'm proper chuffed with that result. Just shows perseverance. You know, again, pays off. Make use of the technology that we've got. There's absolutely no way we'd have found that without the tracker activation. You know, it's a move 5 mile. Then what, we found it within, what, 10 minutes? Cracking result, really. Really, really good result.
The thefts from HGVs, the theft of motorbikes, theft of vehicles. It's frustrating when you see kids involved. They get suckered into it. They're vulnerable, basically. OCGs, organised crime groups, they target these lads purposefully. They get them to do their dirty work for them. And unfortunately, one thing always leads to the other. It's a step into the world of organised crime, and it's very hard to break out of that once they're in it.
My views on thieves and theft in general, I can't stand them. I have to pay for stuff. I go to work, I have to pay my way, they should as well. It's not a victimless crime, and ultimately we're all paying for it for these people that are stealing it.
In this episode,
Keep coming, hands up.
the man who hid in a pond has been summoned to court for failing to identify the driver of the car. But no action has been taken against him for the alleged lorry thefts.
When the dog comes in, remain calm, you come to no harm.
None of the other suspects who ran off have been tracked down.
He smashed down a bollard.
The man suspected to be the driver during the high-speed pursuit, which left a car on 3 wheels.
What's your name, Chief?
And a passenger on crutches who was also arrested have both been released under investigation.
Idiot kids.
Yeah?
None of the other suspects were found. The man who was chased following several catalytic converter thefts and swerved into a police car
Get away!
was not charged with any theft offences. He did, however, plead guilty to dangerous driving, criminal damage and driving with no licence or insurance.
Sit tight and stay quiet.
He was sent to prison for a year and banned from driving for 3 years and 5 months.
Why have you been stopped?
Great. Oh, no, not exactly.
You don't?
The van driver, suspected of stealing petrol,
You're under arrest for theft.
pleaded guilty to the theft and was sentenced to 44 weeks in prison. He was also banned from driving for 12 months for having no licence, no insurance and no MOT.
It's going to be there, isn't it?
The stolen quad bike was successfully returned to the school. No further arrests were made.
I'm going to detain you in the car temporarily while we search it.
And the BMW driver, stopped in connection to the ram raid theft of motorbikes and a quad bike,
Right, mate, this one time and arrest on suspicion of burglary, alright?
was released on bail while the police make further inquiries.
And we've more traffic cops next Monday at 8. Prep for a big royal parade ramps up.